Hi, my name is Realtor Ricki Anaya. I serve the Portland, Oregon, Vancouver, Washington, and Austin, Texas metros. I'm going to talk to you about some ways to buy investment property. The first is you don't have to sell your current home in order to buy. If you're going to buy, if you're going to own or occupy it, then you could rent your current house, for example. The second example is you could do a cash out refinance so you have enough money for the next property. And finally, the third is if you have existing rental property, maybe it's older or maybe you're not getting the max rents or you want to diversify your portfolio, you can do a 1031 tax deferred exchange and sell your current rental property and buy another of like kind. I want to introduce Kathy Sabater. She's a mortgage planner. Kathy.
Hey, Ricki, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
So you had quickly mentioned the fact that, hey, what's happening now in the world is that many people want to have residual income. So one of the ways of doing that is to, hey, maybe I should consider getting investment property. Yes, I have my 401k, I have investments in my stock market, but let me diversify a little bit more. So if you were to consider, hey, now that we are living in this different world that I can live and move wherever I choose, right? I can potentially rent out my current home, right? And then either do a refi cash out, as you mentioned, right? So that whatever the mortgage payment's going to be, we plan what your net has to be per month so that you're getting this monthly income to do two things, right? One, help you get residual income so that you can then use that money to invest elsewhere. Or you can also use it to offset your current mortgage that you're going to be getting. So you have so much variety to choose from in regards to becoming an investor, especially in the market that we're in. So real estate always has a trend, right? And Ricki, you service 3 different areas. And at the end, the trends are different for each state. But if you're going to invest, there's always going to be a risk. But at the end, the rewards are going to be great, correct?
That's absolutely correct. The Portland, Oregon, Vancouver, Washington is one big metro that appreciated about 19% year over year. Mm-hmm. The Austin, Texas market, we had a phenomenal increase of almost 40% just last year. However, we don't expect it to go up 40%, in 2022. So, should you invest? Absolutely. And it's really a long-term thing. You're going to really see those rewards when you're in year 3, 4 of your property. Even for people who buy a primary residence, I love that I update them. I do a comparative market analysis. I send them an email, my clients an email and saying, hey, that house that you bought in Ridgefield, Washington, it went up $200,000 just in 2.5 years. Mm-hmm. Clients just love those updates.
Right. And then that's what you're utilizing or leveraging that equity, right, to then make more money, right? So that you're building wealth through real estate. You had mentioned 1031 exchange. So let's say you already have an investment property. What Ricki is saying that we are trending the market so that you can see what's happening. So as we see different states and counties, some of them are going like this. And of course, as mentioned, we're going to start leveling off, but there's always going to be appreciation. What high number it is going to be dependent on the area that you choose to invest, right? So the reason one for Austin, Texas, if you were to consider that, is that not only people are moving there, but you also want to see the trend of companies, right? So Ricki, that's what Ricki does in regards to providing you that kind of guidance and that kind of education so that when you are ready, right, we are going to prepare you so that you're watching the trends to say, hey, Ricki's going to say, hey, listen, appreciation is at 20%, 30%, 40%. As the market shifts, as it always does, regardless, it's always going to shift, right? We have spring, summer, fall. Some people only have 2 seasons. I'm in San Diego, so I only have 2 seasons right now. But at the end, we're always going to be trending it, right? You have this seesaw. And now you got to ask yourself, how can I leverage my equity in my home, right? If I have 20, 30% of equity in my home, then do I have 40 or 50? And then what do I do with that money? And can we, especially the way interest rates are today, can I pull out some of that cash? Because that's what we're doing right now with some individuals. And most people are able to pull out cash, either pay off debt, have money for reserves, and now have some sort of financial freedom so that they can have the money to sit right here, so that when Ricki says, hey, we've been trending the market, you need to consider this type of property, then you would be more apt to then take your money and have it work more for you.
Thank you, Kathy.
So with that being said, Ricki, how can they reach you?
Thank you. So my direct cell phone is 360-947-8422. Please give me a call.
Thank you.